Yeah. All right. Um, Bing bang boom. Poorly made
Bing
podcast
bong.
hit in your room. Um,
We're back.
is Bing Bong still alive? I hope it is.
I don't know.
It's alive
Bing
in
bong.
my house.
Bing Bong is one of those things that I just hope it never. I hope it never fades. I don't know if I said this on the episode or not, but like the way that the Yankees, wow, the way that the Knicks have embraced Bing Bong is beautiful. It's like
Yeah, you told us.
it's
Did you say
amazing.
you were like at a game or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. I was at the game and it was like, oh man, it was like everything I ever wanted in a Bing Bong moment is just like happening here. But
I just turned to Lena in the morning when we wake up and I'm like, Bing bong! Fuck your life!
that's a good way to
She
wake
doesn't
up.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I can imagine she's not happy about it, but I like it. You know, it's good for me.
I scared the shit out of her.
Oh man, are we gonna do friendly stuff? Like how you guys been? Are we doing any of that shit, or are we just going right into it?
Oh, well, you don't even care to ask how we're
Pleasantries?
doing?
Pleasantries, yeah. You know, like we're
Checking in
beyond
on
that.
Kavan's already got his pants around his ankles.
No, we're what 10 years deep in the game. We don't do pleasantries anymore. We just start yelling at each other.
Yeah.
10 years, 12 years, 11 years, something like that.
Something like
Okay,
that.
so I guess that answered that question because no one asked. Any?
Time is a flat circle.
Okay.
Yes.
Mike likes anything.
Never agreed with him more.
Anything that's like, what's that philosophical, mumbo jumbo?
I don't know.
Mike, I'm saying because time is a flat circle, and what was he? What did he say before?
What, existentialism?
Absurdism, and like he likes
Fatalism and Socrates and young men. Yeah.
All the isms, yes.
All right. Speaking of young men, Drake is in the news. This is kind of old news, I guess, at this point, but
Nah, it's still. I think it's still relatively hot.
It's still around. Yeah.
Why so spicy?
Drake is
It's more relevant than Bing Bong at the moment.
Hey, you're right. What was I gonna say?
So
yeah, Drake took a hot sauce in my bag swag literally, and has been carrying hot sauce with him. That's the most important part to me, is like the stealth of carrying hot sauce. So let's just, I guess, summarize the story first, and then we'll dig into it. Megastar Drake has been having some relationships with some Instagram people, some Instagram woman, and after intercourse with this woman, he went into the bathroom, took his condom off, and dumped hot sauce into the condom. So as to, I don't know what Kamal, you're a chemist.
As a form of like spermicide, right? It's to kill it,
right?
Literally to kill the
which I want to know sauce. is that like based in science? Is it like the acidity? Is it like
none of this isn't based in science?
It might be. I don't know.
Okay. I feel like it makes sense.
It could be a mix of like the idea of it actually like ruining the sperm, or and also or just being that like hot sauce being in like the condom would make it like would deter any woman from trying to use it at that point,
because it would probably look bloody.
It denatures the proteins.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Fauci.
It deaccelerates the phospholipid bilayer.
But yeah, so
wow, this guy's a moron.
But apparently it didn't stop her, because this one woman,
so many questions.
So she didn't, and to follow it, we know about this because she followed up by posting online about this encounter, including what was it, Instagram? I didn't pay. Was it? It was on Instagram, presumably,
it was either
right?
Instagram or Twitter post, and
she elaborated on like his size and like the duration of the sex and all
just
that.
the general breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is
which
it
Yeah,
which
so
was which was
descriptive?
strange.
yeah.
Um, I feel like clearly she had like a motive, like whether this was to end in pregnancy or to just like expose Drake and like have a story. Like I
Well,
don't
she
know if that was her end game initially, but it seems like the fact that she did this, it's either out of spite, like if the hot sauce is making her so enraged that she feels the need to tell her whole story, or this was her plan all along, and she knew she was going to come up off of it and have like a Drake story and just be able to market
But
that.
you're not special. There are like much more famous people who have Drake stories. So I don't know.
Do they
Okay,
though? I mean, they may have Drake stories, but are they telling them? I've never heard a story like this.
yeah.
Not about Drake,
In fairness, I guess they're probably more mature, decent people, right? So
right?
they
Yeah.
don't just.
Because and it's like if you do it to another celebrity, then it's like,
But
well, I'll do it to you.
in fairness though, she did like give aside from like because I think aside from the hot sauce stuff, like the hot sauce stuff was meant to shame him, right? And embarrass him and be like, "Hey, internet, what a weird fucking guy Drake is," right? But
That's the
like,
tone. That's the tone.
before that, it's relatively like positive. Like, I mean, you
It definitely
like
didn't seem like it was a
like
bad story. Like the
like
end was shocking. It was great
yeah,
writing,
like
if we're being honest.
yeah, like none of it up to
What
that
a
point was
twist.
like embarrassing. Like you didn't like try to discredit him like sexually generally.
Well,
Like
it was a little bit
that
embarrassing that she felt the need to even tell the story to begin with. To me, like keep
well
that shit
no,
to yourself. Like why are
well
you?
no, but obviously she wanted to do it. She like intentionally did it for to shame and for attention, right? So my so when we discussed this, when it was like we finally just were just talking about it, um I was surprised and like bothered by like the weird direction that it went with social media, right?
Mhm.
So like I get the hot sauce thing is kind of like it's funny and you have like we can go into like did he like bring it with him? Did he like make sure
Right.
that
This is what I want to talk about.
it is it in the room? Like does he make sure to order it to the room? Like he like to have like he has a specialty that
Oh,
like
so you think
I
it
want
was
hot
like
sauce in the like hot sauce in my bathroom.
it's like
So
a
He
requirement. Like
groomed her for this.
instead of a mint on the
It's a
pillow,
rider.
he has hot sauce in the bathroom.
yeah,
That's okay.
or is it something? Yeah, like I mean,
My question is whether he has it planted, he has planted the hot sauce, or like that's a requirement of him to perform and live in a hotel room. Like he could have just dumped it in the toilet and flushed it. Like,
well,
why did he have to go the weird route of doing hot sauce?
well, maybe
Did
you
he
don't want to.
want her to
Well,
have
you're not.
hot sauce in her vagina?
Well, I'm sure he didn't, unless he. I don't know. But like, I'm assuming you don't, because you're not supposed to flush condoms, right? Same way you're not supposed to like
Yeah, but you could
put
just turn
most
them
things in.
outside in.
That's a lot of
Or
work.
you could turn them inside out. Not really. I
That's
mean, when you pull it off, it's like you just like shake it off into the toilet or
Yeah, but
something.
I mean, that's like
And I mean,
messy
he's
work.
Drake. Who does
The
he?
whole, the
What does
whole
he care
point,
about?
the whole point
Messy
of
work.
like,
He's pouring hot sauce into a used
it's true,
condom.
it's true, it's true. That's a good
well,
point.
I mean, it depends really also on
Could
like,
not get
is
messier
it
than that.
well, not really. I mean, like the condoms don't like it depends on like so like the questions you get asked are like, is it a bottle? Is it like
Is it a
packets?
package? Right. That's what I want to know.
Because like bottle
I
is
was
like
envisioning a packet.
nah, packets super extra. That's work. A bottle is super
No,
easy
but
because
like a
like
packet is so much easier to hide. That's so much more discreet.
but I don't
Yeah.
think
You could
You're
slip a
just
but you're
packet
not
carrying a
looking
bottle of
anywhere.
hot
but you're
sauce. So
not
what do you got
looking
that for,
for it.
Drake?
You're not
Yeah,
looking
you're
for it
not
though.
looking for it, but like if I go into your bathroom and I see fucking Tapatio on the on the bathroom sink, I'm be like, why the hell is there Tapatio in the
But
bathroom
you don't that's not but like
We making eggs?
you don't care at that point, right? The whole point was
sink?
to like
No. It's not.
destroy the destroy the
No,
to like ruin the
I understand what you're saying. Like, but if I'm the woman, right, and I'm in the situation, we haven't had sex yet, right, and I'm like, I'm gonna go freshen up. I'm gonna go into the bathroom. If I go into the bathroom and there's hot sauce, I'm gonna have questions. maybe it's not gonna make me say Drake, I don't
We
want to do
we
this
don't
anymore.
know. We don't even
But
know
it,
if it was out.
but does my question is Drake thinking that far ahead? Is he concealing the hot sauce? Does he have it in a packet that's like
Was
stashed
this
away?
premeditated?
Does he use the
Okay.
same hot sauce every time?
Did
Like
he
these are
swallow
questions.
it and then
It's
regurgitate it in
No,
the
that's
bathroom?
weird.
that's
That's
disgusting.
weird. That's
Oh yeah,
that's
not
really gross.
not weirder than using hot sauce to kill sperm.
Wait. No. With all that said about the jokes, this kind of proved my point, which I was trying to make, is that like this
Variable making a
became
point.
the story
Uh,
as opposed to like, hey guys, like this woman's bragging about how like she tried to basically tried to impregnate herself with
mhm.
against Drake's consent
Right.
and like
Which right,
and then she's like supposedly trying to sue him or something like that. I don't know.
right.
That makes sense to waste your money like that. But
So she's trying to sue him, but what you mentioned, like the way that she wrote it and made it seem like it was a pleasant experience. What I thought was really interesting was how she made it clear that everything was consensual, right? She was like, "Let me." She basically was like, "Let me be very clear. I have it in front of me." She said he was very intent on ensuring things were consensual, so he went the extra mile to make sure things were consensual. And I'm like, you know what? Kudos to you, Drake, because in the world where we live in, everybody's getting caught up in this Me Too stuff. It's like, why aren't these people thinking and like making good decisions in the moment and stuff like that? Drake is doing the extra mile, which she appreciated, but then she went ahead and did something which was completely and utterly against his consent and without his consent. So I'm just like, where is
yeah,
her like meter of consent coming from, or does she not grasp that?
I
Was
don't
this
know.
story true? I'm gonna
Yes,
ask a
I'm,
crazy
I'm
question.
pretty
yes,
sure it's true.
Was it, or
yes.
was this just like
He
tabloid
he nah.
nonsense?
She made the allegation and he like acknowledged it and seemed to verify it. Yeah.
He was like,
But
"Look, I
I didn't
got
know
the
he was
packet
lying.
right here."
I bet
I
you this
forgot.
is gonna be in a song and it's gonna be fire.
It's
That
gonna be
wasn't
funny.
that wasn't even a pun. I didn't mean for that to
Yeah.
be a pun.
That's
But
good.
yeah, I don't I'm not a big Drake fan. But I love this. I think he sees game, he peeps game and he's protecting
Well,
himself.
it's about preservation. Well, he like obviously he needs to do this. Like she literally proved his point by like
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I because
Do
Sauce
you think
recognized
it
sauce.
sauce recognize sauce, man? Do you think this is the first time, or you think this is like he's
no,
found like no?
most
Feel like
definitely
he's on.
not.
I'm talking
Yeah,
hot sauce specifically. Like this is the old trick
I
to him.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have that. I don't have that issue where
Okay,
uh
so would you do this?
huh?
Would you do this if you were in that position? Do you think you would go hot sauce? Would you flush like Mike said? Well, do you
I
think this is in your playbook now?
I don't know. This isn't something I
Your
never have been
playbook.
considered before or after. So
I'm just
like
saying, like if your life turns around, you hit the mega millions,
I
and
would
women are
want to do
coming
it in
after you.
front of them.
I mean, I've heard that
If
as
I'm gonna
well.
go with the hot sauce route,
pour hot sauce
I
in
want to
front of
show them. I want to be
Well,
like, "Oh yeah, you want to get pregnant with my seed? Look at all this hot sauce. Now use it."
Childish Gambino said in a rap song that he made a woman take Plan B in front of him, just like to ensure there
I
was no
mean,
pregnancy.
that's a little
I
rough.
mean, listen, this is the rapper life. I think they're trying to.
wait,
That's
like
that actually
trapping is a thing. Like
that's a
Yeah,
question for me though. Like, why is Drake getting himself involved with women on Instagram? Like, you
because they're
gotta ask,
attractive
like,
and he's a single man in a rich famous single person. What do you mean? Like
I
yeah. I
mean,
mean,
doesn't he have like, shouldn't he have like taste?
what do you mean he's
I mean, he
having
could literally like, like he could
have any woman
associate
he wants.
himself. Well, yeah,
mm,
but he could associate
I'm sure
himself with like the greatest women on the planet, and he
like
chooses some
like
Instagram
who
girl.
like wait who are the greatest women first thing that he
I
probably
mean,
that he
any
hasn't
other
had sex
famous
with
women that
that he
he
hasn't
he
had sex with
likes.
already that he
He
hasn't
also
I
already
mean,
had
has.
I
sex
don't
with.
know who he's had sex with. Like,
We can presume that well I
I'm
just
assuming Rihanna.
we
I'm
I
I'm
mean
assuming. what's that model that he wrote the song about? I don't remember her name. Let's just say, Mike, he's dated a lot of like, I guess to the point you're trying to make, higher status women, like celebrities, in his range of fame.
Yeah,
He's done that.
I'm sure
that's my
he's
thing.
dated
Like Miley
actresses and
Cyrus
models.
isn't gonna be trying to trap him.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You also Miley Cyrus. All these other women have like up their choice of men too, and maybe they don't want to date Drake. Maybe Drake, like I said, Drake
well,
is.
now that he puts it like that, yeah. I mean, I don't think Miley Cyrus is going to trap Drake, so I guess that's fair. But also, you like who you like, so like, if he dates an Instagram model, that's fine. Like, I don't have an issue with him dating. I have an issue with the Instagram model being a fucking scheme.
Let's get to this. Let's get to that because like we've been talking about Drake so much.
I mean, it's funny.
Let's get to these criminal charges that we need to press upon this woman.
These criminal
charges is like protect men, okay?
Protect men.
Yeah.
Protect men. Believe and protect men. How about that?
Lock her up, huh?
Yes.
How about that? Lock her up.
But like,
throw her under the jail.
I don't know. That seems like so. That seems.
I think we need a stool sample.
I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means.
I didn't really intend for you to know what that means.
I'm gonna just ignore it and let the people decide what it means.
So, like, do we think that she should be like prosecuted and like jailed for this?
There needs to be if there's no I think that she should. If there's no laws or anything again, I don't think there are because this situation just seems crazy to me. Like if a man, it's not rape, obviously, but it's like
it's a bar below. It's like right there.
It's like if you're not raping them,
if a man says that he's using a condom and then does it, technically that's rape.
That is rape. So isn't it within that same realm?
I don't think do they classify as that? I don't think it's is like
I think it can be.
Like the term is like we spoke about this. The term is like considered stealthing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think there's like law in the book for that.
I mean, there's definitely
the phenomenon isn't real. It definitely is.
No, but I mean, like in a court of law, like nobody uses.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's an actual. Yeah, they don't. I'm not sure if they prosecute
this is your
that
assignment. Let's get the paperwork going. Okay.
I thought that was the question.
You start calling your local representatives, and we'll get the paperwork done.
Oh, you know what? Honestly, it says on Wikipedia, non-consensual condom removal or stealthing.
Yeah.
So
we acknowledge that that's what it's called. But the question is that something you can prosecute someone for in terms of rape?
I think it even says on the Wikipedia that it's like in some places, not the U.S., but like some European countries. I think it's
some more progressive societies.
So you're saying that this is, and I'm not even like I'm not mad at this at all, but this is in the realm of rape. Like she's raping.
It's some weird combination of like sexual misconduct / like 100% embezzlement.
Yeah. These are the words that I was throwing out earlier.
Yeah, not entrapment in like the way that like cops, that kind of entrapment that way, but
definitely embezzlement.
Or in
sealed hot sauce in the sperm hat.
Yeah.
Some type of extortion or something like that. Yeah. And but this is like trapping is a thing. So like that's. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like there's because of like how funny the idea of the hot sauce is and how odd that was.
That like
it's an SNL skit waiting to happen.
It's getting lost on the fact that like people, like a lot of women make like their livelihoods off of like being pregnant and like getting pregnant against the guy's intentions. And like being a baby mama and living off of child support.
Is that a real figure or statistic that you have, or are you just like that just like a personally
about women trapping famous men? That's
no, that's not what you just said. You just said women making a living off of being a baby mama.
That's what trapping is.
That's what it is.
That's what trapping is.
That's
That's
exactly what it
that's and you're saying that is a rampant issue.
is. That is an issue. Yeah.
Yes, a rampant issue for if you're like a
If
famous
you're a
prominent celebrity.
wealthy man, yeah,
Yeah,
that's definitely a thing.
that's definitely
I,
something you have to concern yourself with. Yeah, but like, yeah,
Mike, you'll never have that problem.
yeah, but like it was just like
I just had to clarify.
if the roles were reversed and like here we go, if the roles were reversed, but like if a prominent female celebrity had been stealthed by like a like way more prominent by a prominent like male figure,
Or if
like I feel like
any woman was stealthed by
yeah, in
a
general,
prominent male, yeah,
yeah, yeah, they would be a lot more pushback. I feel I don't know
oh,
how much. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, it's definitely being swept under the rug a bit because, for one, it's fucking hilarious. That's just plain like
wait, what's
like
hilarious?
the whole she got burnt in her crotch by hot sauce. That's funny.
Isn't that what she actually is suing him over?
Yeah, for like the physical damage to her
Crazy,
cooter. Um,
crazy.
yeah, which I don't know if there's really a case there.
I don't
Uh,
either, especially when you were in the act. Well, you see about the criminality. If you're like in
yeah,
the act of committing a crime and
yeah. It's like if you're robbing a bank and you get shot, do you sue the
and
cops? I don't know.
like, can you shoot? Yeah, can like you sue the like the 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 store clerk if he like
This conversation in and of itself is hilarious. Like I'm just listening to you guys talk, and then Kamal's just like, "Well, there you go with the criminality."
it is though.
This is amazing. I'm so glad we chose this.
But it's wild. And like if you want to get into like you mentioned before about like why isn't Drake like it would kind of make you I don't know if this is like a defining point in like your dating preferences like this would make you like if you weren't worried enough about like women only wanting to date you for your money or stuff like that or
Hmm.
your fame or to glow up like it would aside like obviously the luxury of like having beautiful women wanting to be around you and sleep with you stuff like that it also would make you like super paranoid and
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get a
like
song about this, and it's gonna be
yeah.
pretty sad. It's gonna be
Well, I'm
great
sure
to
he's
keep
been
learning
dealing with
about.
this. I'm sure he's been dealing with this for a decade now. So like I'm
Sure,
sure it's already been in songs. Well,
but
yeah,
now it's popular.
I just
Now it's popular though.
his whole discography is about like can't being unable to trust women, right?
That's true.
Like
But the hot sauce bar we're gonna get is gonna
oh, you're
fucking
just
break
waiting
the
for that
internet.
one hot sauce bar. That's
It's
what you're
gonna
waiting
break the internet. That's all I want.
for. Like
That's what's gonna be fire.
like that terrible P Davidson bar from Kanye.
Oh god, I
she
actually
tried to
haven't heard
get
that song in full.
I haven't really listened. Oh no.
What, did we lose
she
Mike?
tried to get my seam, and yeah, but all she got was the basket.
Mike, your
Leave to
camera is
Drake,
frozen.
and now we lost Kavan.
Oh, I'm gone too.
Oh
Oh
god,
god damn it!
Um,
All right, I
yours
think
was
everyone's
frozen.
back. I think everyone's back. My internet connection is unstable. That's what my computer is telling me right now.
Oh my gosh, all this manga you're
Whenever my
watching.
computer
Yeah,
says that, I always feel like it's talking about my life. Like your life connection is unstable.
okay. Let's
Yeah,
move on.
I know we're about to
Oh,
move on.
yeah.
I just want to. I'm sorry. One more thing. I just want to say that I don't feel one iota bad for Drake, and I say all the power to that woman. I am sorry that he burned you.
Oh man, you're so unnecessarily hostile to him for no reason. Like,
No,
like
it's got nothing to do with it being Drake. It could have been
I don't know.
anybody.
You have a grudge against Drake.
No, I swear, it's not because of him. It's just because I don't feel bad for him, especially trolling for puss on the gram. Like I don't
Wait,
like that's what you get.
wait. I love it. Like I don't feel sorry for it. It's not about him. It's not thing against him. But I hate you.
I don't mind Drake. I don't feel
you
bad
hate
for him.
You hate
I don't feel
everything he
bad for him.
does. His like his
No, I like a
sensibilities.
couple of his songs.
Got a
Okay,
couple
I think
bangers.
I think
progress.
he's a forgettable rapper.
That's
my synopsis.
that's interesting to be a forgettable top artist of the decade. Um,
All right,
all
let's
right, but
not get
moving
into the
on.
Drake wars. Yes, where are we going? MLK? I don't remember what the other topic
Nah,
was.
let's not do that. The other,
We're
wait,
saving
You
that
think
one.
my MLK would have used hot sauce?
I don't know.
Probably. If
Did
he
they
had
already
the
have
chance.
condoms
Hey,
by
He was a
listen,
then?
wild boy. He was
MLK
a
was
wild
out
boy.
in them streets, so he
Yeah,
probably had
MLK
some
was a
tricks too.
wild boy. Yeah,
He had some tricks. I'll tell you that.
He was
okay.
putting acid in that shit. He's like, I will not risk a baby.
Wait, what's the other topic before we go to MLK then?
Well, it was the Sopranos thing. The
Oh,
Oh
Rosenberg
my
thing.
god, beating a dead horse here. With the Sopranos. It's a good
So-
show. Just admit it.
So, so just to intro this, Kev shared with us this was Instagram post, right? An Instagram
Yeah.
post from Peter Rosenberg
Yeah.
saying basically it's cemented that The Sopranos is the greatest TV show ever, right? And that basically we're all just arguing about what's the second best.
Yeah.
It's like a LeBron Jordan situation.
Nah, not really. But
like if you think Jordan's the best, then you think The Sopranos was cemented as
don't
number
you
one.
dare! Don't you dare! Don't you dare! We're not doing that. So yeah. So we do. So among the three of us, who agrees with this that The Sopranos is the greatest
We
TV
know
show ever?
this. We've done a whole episode on this.
So it's just Mike and me and you disagree.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would say from that post. I don't know if I would say that it was number one. I think in a lot of ways it could be number one, but I don't know if I would say. I don't know a better one, but that's just because my knowledge is limited. I don't know if I would say it's necessarily the best.
I will,
but I liked it.
So I would say he did. Like obviously he's like this is just something to grab attention, start a conversation, which it did. Obviously we're talking about it now. In his caption, I would say you did if you were going to try and like sum up your argument, make a really short thesis argument, stating the strength and depth of
the two main characters. What are their names?
Tony and Carmelo.
Yeah.
As like, yeah.
What are their names?
As more
you
rich,
know
like
what their names are.
As the richest, deepest characters in like television. Disagree, especially on the Carmelo part.
And I think we've said, well, at least I said this on here, that Carmela Soprano is probably like the most disappointing character turn, if you want to call it that I've seen in TV. Like just totally abandoned everything that she had been working towards and like cementing.
I don't think there was any steady progress. I think.
Well, I feel like
she was a typical, well, not typical.
I wouldn't say progress.
I've seen her. Like I said in my like comment, I've seen her like trope before of the like the conflicted, insecure.
Hold on, Mike. For a second there, it looked like you were lining up a line of coke. Like you just brought that out, just like chopping it up.
No, I'm taking the batteries out of my calculator.
That's what they call it. That's what the kids call it now.
Yeah. That's what the kids call it. That's it.
That was pretty good. Sorry.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so like we've seen that before. The first thing that came to mind was like what is it? Betty
Draper. But to be fair, like you could say Carmela was first, and like there's no Betty without Carmela. You can.
Well, we're talking about best, so you can be like the Jordan LeBron argument. You can come after and be better. Like my argument
you wouldn't
is that
agree
like
with that statement, but okay.
It's not like it's nothing. Like there's nothing special. Like it's been done before. It's been done after. Like the what do you call it? Like I said, conflicted, insecure, bored housewife who, through conflictions with their complex husband, goes through some kind of journey or something where they like rebel in some way. It's been done, like, except she
Yeah.
doesn't, right? She doesn't. She like kind of remain like, does she stays largely the same. She's like really insecure throughout the show.
Hmm.
Like
I think the
they're
thing
like,
with Carmela is like, for me, and again, like I think again I said before, Carmela was the only character in the show that I felt had some type of morality, some type of redeemable quality, some something for me personally to hold on to and relate to. Um, and then the disappointment for me came in when she just kind of threw it all away and like backed down from her whole like the whole show, or maybe 4 out of the 6 seasons. Um, she's like standing up to Tony in her own way, like not a complete stand, but like she's giving him pushback, giving him shit for the cheating, criticize, being critical of him, and she does it in like the mob wife way. But then for her to just like let it all go because like she couldn't build her house without his help, and slowly like she just starts to creep back 4 seasons worth of work, and then we have
I
these last
I
two
never, I
seasons
don't know.
of like you know
I never saw the house thing as like ever like going anywhere. Like from the start, it was already soaked in like compromise and
yeah,
But this
like
is, guys, I just want to take a second here as a
yeah.
sidebar
this is
to
why this is the
remind you.
greatest show of all time, because it
No, no,
spurs
no,
so much great conversation.
not
Yeah.
even that, not even that. Just to remind you that this is how real life works. Nobody takes a moral stand and then sticks with it. They take the money, or they side with the abusive husband or cheating husband
Mm.
so that they can build their house. That is how real life works.
Like
Okay. Most
don't
people don't go and, instead of cheating on their wife, talk to their priest. Like they don't it doesn't happen like that. That is real life. She did what a real person would do.
Mhm.
And I got to argue that in a good show, you want to see things that you're like, damn, I know what they're talking about, or that is as real as it gets. That's what real people do. They're weak. They give in. They take from Tony because he gives them money, and acts mad at him sometimes. And I don't know. I just, to me, it's so simple. Like, it doesn't, that there's no, yeah, we want her to at the end, like, divorce him and all that, but she can't, because in real life, like, if your husband's a breadwinner for you, you can't just leave him. Like, nobody does
yeah.
that.
People do
That's
that,
my argument.
but I don't know. The whole I don't know. Once again, this show is
People do that, but it doesn't
the
mean that there
nihilism
aren't
baked
people
into
that
this
don't.
show is like the argument made in the small caption about it being someone you root for, you love, you're disappointed, you
Yeah, that's
hate
where.
them. That's bull. Like
But you
I
can't say it's
never.
bull because you didn't root for them, because a lot of
Well, I
people
can only
have
talk
rooted for them.
about my perspective. So
But
like
you
I
can't say
can't.
it's bullshit because that's his perspective.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying I can disagree. So I can call it like bullshit because there was no point where I loved or was happy. Like I said, it was only like the lesser of two evils in a moment. It was like, you're being like slightly less terrible in this moment than like someone else. So
Mhm.
it's like by comparison, at this moment, you're doing that. Like,
Right. As opposed to letting the FBI, lock your friend up, you're just gonna kill them.
yeah. But
Mercy.
just to throw out some like possible like other shows. The main two that been brought up are what, The Wire and Breaking Bad are two,
Hmm.
um probably the main ones that are brought up in modern, I would say, for modern television. Um
Have you seen The Wire, Mike?
No, I have seen one season of it.
Okay,
Oh my God.
and you haven't seen Breaking Bad, right?
I've seen the whole thing of Breaking Bad.
You have seen Breaking Bad.
I watched it when it was on television.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know.
AMC.
I thought you didn't watch that. Have you seen Mad
Yeah.
Men?
I have not. I've seen parts of Mad Men. I've
Okay,
not
maybe
seen.
that's
I
what I haven't
can't get
seen.
drawn into Mad Men.
Okay,
I don't know what it is.
got it.
I
I'm
don't
actually
know. I
having that.
wouldn't.
Go ahead.
What?
Go. You wouldn't.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't put Breaking Bad up there. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I don't know if I feel like it's if it's equivalent to, like, I'm not saying The Sopranos is like so much better that you can't compare Breaking Bad. I just don't think that. I think Breaking Bad exists in a different like era of television, and like it's just not. To me, it's just not as good as The Sopranos. But I don't.
For what reason? I'm just curious for what reason. Like the eras of television is like I
like
guess
like it's like a it's like a f- like a it's well, I mean, it's a little bit of a niche show. Like it's kind of like a crime series, but it's like, you have like this anti-hero, and which doesn't make sense. I guess The Sopranos falls under that. I just mean
a
That's
lot
it.
of those categories.
like
A
like
lot
if
of
you
those.
were producing The Sopranos at the same time as Breaking Bad, like they wouldn't have been making Breaking Bad at the same time as The Sopranos, because, like, to me, that wouldn't have been a story that was able to be made in the same way as The Sopranos,
Why?
because it's just not something that, to me, like, TV made the space for.
I can see that. I mean,
I'm
I mean,
trying to
if you're
explain
saying
it the best I can. Like,
if
it was a Netflix show, or no, it became. I
it
would
was
say it
AMC.
became.
it was an
It was
AMC show.
on AMC, yeah, but it didn't. I feel like it became more popular once it was on Netflix.
No, wait, no. It's
No, I mean, maybe
it
not. Yeah, I don't
became
know.
like the most popular show on like that. Mad Men basically and The Walking Dead basically established AMC as like a channel for good
And
television
they've kind of been not great since then, but that's
since
another
then because
conversation.
like yeah because like I mean how many times are you going to strike gold
They keep
like
trying.
yeah same thing. Well, HBO has
I
its
just
struggles
think
too,
that
right?
it wouldn't
I
have
agree
been
with this
like it wouldn't
statement
have
that
fit.
it wouldn't have, like, that's not, like, we were so used to like crime family stories, like the movies have established that, like, even if it was a movie about a teacher that sold drugs, like, I don't know if that movie would have been made. So I kind of understand that point. Like, it is a little bit more, I guess it's a harder sell, if that's the point you're trying to make.
Which
Just
would speak to why it was so good because
Well, yeah,
it was
I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm just saying that the point that it's more niche than The
well
Sopranos is what.
niche in like what the premise like I don't like
Yeah, like it's not like your typical, it's like a
which if
kind of a weak
anything
male lead.
would make Breaking Bad a better show because like Sopranos is just like a typical like we've seen
You know,
Goodfellas, we've
right?
seen The Godfather, so it's like wait hey
But
what if we
you just
made a
compared a
modern
television show to movies, though. Like, you couldn't
we're
even
talking
name a television
you're
show
just talking
beforehand.
about we're just talking about genres and like genres of
My
storytelling like
point, though, is that
whether it's over
you can't
a long
name a
art
show like The Sopranos before The Sopranos that would have compared. You're just naming shows after it. So
what do you mean
you have to give
like
credit to where things
being
have come from.
once again being first doesn't mean that you can't there's something that follows can't be better and like I'm saying it being a crime drama about a mob family like on television being a long form show it is groundbreaking in that sense it and it broke ground on being the first the pioneer of the modern day anti-hero bad guy protagonist
Hmm.
You're naming all the points of why it's a good show.
Yeah, and other shows can do that too and be good, if not better.
Yeah, but
I would I would argue I would
that
argue
doesn't
if you want to even
decrease the
take the
Sopranos though.
comparison, no, but a show can be. Nobody's saying that it decreases it. I'm saying if these are peers in terms of quality. In my opinion, and we didn't even speak about. Well, I guess
I
you
mean,
can't really speak about
I
The
like Breaking
Wire.
Bad.
I honestly think The Wire is way better than The Sopranos, just on in terms of theme and depth of storytelling, in terms of the ground it carries,
Hmm.
and the um, the storylines that it touches on across its the seasons. I think is way in terms of like skill in the storytelling is much more. I would say is more skillful than what we have with The Sopranos. I think being able to juggle these different, basically these kind of different story segments and basically different shows almost per season, but linking them and keeping the themes, expanding on the themes, yet keeping them interconnected is way more impressive than just following a shitty guy and his shitty family being shitty for 7 seasons and like kind of not really like just him like kind of basically being the same character throughout, like not nothing really changes. Like I don't know if he like
I
he's a
don't know
kind
if
of
I
a
agree though that that's what makes a good show. Like you're predicating it on the idea that a good show has a character that changes. I don't know
and
if I agree with that.
I'm saying 7 seasons of Tony being Tony and like just doing like going through the
If we're
same
just
thing.
talking about shitty, if we're just talking about shitty character, like you
Yeah,
could make the case that what's his name in Breaking Bad? He gets
Walter White.
worse from the beginning to the end. So
Mhm.
like how
he
that
changes.
then
Yeah, he's not the
he
same.
becomes a shit. But you're saying that Tony acted shitty over 7 seasons. So if
But the
Yeah,
by
he's
problem, the
the same.
logic,
complaint is
then
that
Breaking
there's no
Bad would
change.
be worse.
The
There's no
complaint
change.
is that there's no change. Like
He's
there's
the
no.
same guy from the beginning to the end. Like even his experiences don't really change him in any
But I
way.
mean,
Like
if you watch the show, he is not the same person from the beginning to the end. He's
I
different.
disagree with that. How is
in
he
what
different?
in what ways does he like
He's different in this.
significantly change?
He's different that he's grown up in the sense of the like the mob mentality. Like he's changed from like the person that was not in charge to in charge. That changes his perspective. He has like a different perspective on family. I mean, the last scene is with him with his family.
Yeah, but
Um,
like I said, the whole idea of family was kind of this like I don't know this device to kind of like misdirect the audience into kind of thinking that like there is some decency in him. Like he literally doesn't like like we say he has this idea of family stuff like that. Backstabs his family all the time. Kills his family over like girls he's girls he's cheating on and stuff like that, and cheating with his wife with, and because his cousin because he wants to sleep with them. Like
I have a hard time saying that Tony is a family man. Yeah,
yeah,
I
like
agree.
it's
Yeah,
like cares about
like
the family. It's like
Tony
okay,
just
he
like
does
has a family.
yeah, like yeah, like
okay, how do you explain
from
AJ
the
then?
beginning
He
to the
literally
end.
does everything for AJ. He
Yeah,
does
but that's not. That
everything that he
doesn't make
can
him
for
a good
Meta.
father. That doesn't make him
Yeah,
a good father.
But
yeah.
that's a family man though.
No,
Like
it's
you're
not.
saying like
You're like,
how is it not a
listen,
family?
having children
It's
doesn't
not
make you
your
a
idea
family
of a
man.
family
Yeah,
man.
like that's like
There
saying
are
like
family men like that out
What?
there though.
Okay,
that's
no, but like,
like saying being married to your wife makes you like a good husband. Like makes you a husband.
No, no,
like
that's
yeah,
not what I'm
he's
saying
a
at all.
husband to he's a
He
husband to Carmela.
sacrifices and does things for his children. Like that's, I mean, he does
okay,
that, and he does it
what are
for
the
his wife
sacrifices?
too.
What are the sacrifices in terms of what he does for himself? Also, like, yes, he gives Carmela, like some guilty pleasure jewelry or car or whatever, but like we know that he just like fucked 17 prostitutes at the casino where he spent like like yeah, so like he
Yeah.
gave something to Carmela, great, but like what did you just do for yourself? Or like, maybe you weren't racist to your daughter's boyfriend, but like you just like pinned a crime on to 10 black people. Like,
Yeah.
so like, yeah, you did that for your daughter, but
No
then
one's saying that he is a
racist.
perfect family man or
I'm
he's
just
he's
saying.
moral.
I
But
don't
like,
think
But
I
just
just
don't
say
because
that
I
he's
don't I
not
don't
involved
like
with his family.
like
I
because
mean,
saying
like
the
you
whole
these things.
one of the whole
Now we're
threads
talking
throughout the
about
whole show is that his mother doesn't love him. Like, I mean, I don't know how you guys are missing these. I'm just so
no,
not,
I'm
confused.
we're not
aware of it.
missing this, but it's
I'm
like
well
it
aware. Like
it doesn't have an impact when all these things he's supposed to be learning through therapy and all and blah blah. Like he says it, he says that he understands it, right? But then his actions are completely different. So it's
it
like you're
doesn't change it.
undermining the whole process. Just because you say, "Oh, now I understand why my mother treated me this way, and I should be better to Meadow, and I have to understand AJ's problems because I have the same like, okay, but you're still, killing people and fucking other people and like doing like just
Yeah,
because you acknowledge it and you don't change it, that's the problem.
like we're giving him a cookie for like not killing his kids, and like he's a rich, like he's a rich murderer who like throws money at his kids, throws money at his wife to resolve issues of him being like emotionally unavailable and
Let's wrap this
emotionally
up and move on to
incapable.
MLK.
I
I'll
would
let you
just
guys finish.
I would just say like to add to this, there is a, I guess you could put it pop culture, Western media doesn't account for it. I would say there are a few animated shows that should also be discussed in this category, but we can just save
Name
that for
name
another
All
name
time.
right.
drop two. Name drop two, real quick.
Cowboy Bebop, Avatar: The
Uh,
Last Airbender.
okay, disagree with both, but
Can I
Mike, what
just
were you
add
gonna say?
one more thread that you guys, I am pretty sure that you guys can't argue against that it doesn't contribute to making it a bad show. The thread throughout the entire show, and that runs mostly through Tony, but somewhat in other characters as well, is existential dread.
Okay,
You can't deny it.
Okay.
You can't deny that people don't have it. You can't deny that it's not portrayed in a realistic way during the show. You can't deny that it doesn't contribute to making it a good show because it's something that you connect with as a person. Existential dread.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I can give you that. I think there are definitely themes in the show that I can connect to, but the general, there's a much bigger piece to the story here.
Like you could connect to Tony Soprano in way more ways that you can connect to
Walter White, absolutely
um
not.
yeah,
No.
more. I was gonna say more to white.
No,
No.
So
let
you could
that's not
connect
true.
to
Yes,
a
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Michael.
a
You're gonna lose.
Southwest
Yes.
middle-aged
Yes.
Yes,
white man
Yes.
yep,
chemistry teacher
yes,
Yes.
than
yep,
you
Yes.
can Tony
yeah,
Yes.
Soprano.
yes, I
Yes.
can.
That
Yes.
you guys need to go back
Yes.
and watch the show.
Yes. Wait.
That's all I
Wait.
gotta say.
No,
Wait.
no, we
So
can't even
wait,
get into
so
this right now.
answer
We
me
can't
That's
even.
a
this. Answer
terrible.
me this.
Don't die on this hill, Mike.
How many times have you been at a funeral in your life? How many times have you um
This
you
guy's talking
know
funerals.
how
That's
how
what
many
makes me
times have you
connected to
been
Tony
faced
Soprano.
Wait.
how many times have you been faced with disappointments with your friends and family? And then
The
how many
question is,
times have
no,
you
you're
been in
Mike,
the blazing
Mike.
sun inside of a trailer making meth?
Mike, first of all,
Wait.
Tell me
first of
that.
all, no, 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 wait,
Wait.
wait. Let me get him. Let me get
Wait.
him first. Let me get him first. You said how many times have you been to a funeral? The question should be how many times have you been to the funeral of a person that you have orchestrated their murder? That is the
Thank you.
question.
Thank you. Thank
There's
you.
so many in the movie. There's so many in the show that are not orchestrated by Tony
Okay,
Soprano.
okay, but most of them he has some involvement.
Yes.
We can't
Uh,
even get into this conversation right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the.
Let's wrap up on MLK. Let's wrap up on MLK.
Let me tell me when you guys were selling drugs to Horchata or whatever his name was, and how many times you were, disappointing your your spousal.
Hey,
Your wife. I don't know why I was
the crippling shoe of medical debt is a real thing that a lot of people face, and that's a theme that's a topic that's covered on this show.
Yeah, but you see the difference with that though is that most people either die or they get the money. Most people don't
got
make
the money
math
too.
and make money with it.
Wait. People do resort to
a
crime.
lot of people resort to crime in times of
Yes,
hardship.
but they go to jail and they die. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't get.
And he died.
And so did Walter White.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
he did, but he had a little bit different of a path than
Listen, a lot of people
I would say most people.
Hey, he was just more
very
successful with it.
Right, exactly.
For a
Can we
while.
move on to MLK?
Okay. All right. So
Kamal's got a hot take. Hot take
This
alert.
was my topic. I kind of want to move. How do I put this?
Let's just preface this by saying Kamal doesn't think that Black History Month should be a thing. So whatever you're about to say,
I think it should be a thing. Well,
didn't you say that you didn't think
it should be?
Be
it should be. Well, things should be done better.
or
But
you just want a White History Month too?
No.
Equality.
Every Black History Month, we should kill a Republican senator.
Well, that's not.
We're definitely getting taken down.
Yes, we do not condone these comments online. But
come after me. They have nothing to do with it.
This. I'm gonna admit this is a reactionary reaction, but I either would like to. I know. Can we get rid of Martin Luther King Day?
You just don't want to hear white people use him as a talking point.
Why do we have to get rid of it? We get the day off.
Mike's like, give me that free time.
Wow. First thing, I think Mike is just proving my point.
I do zero reflection.
Mike is just proving my point.
I'm not even gonna lie. I also don't like when people like post MLK quotes on Martin Luther King Day. I'm just
we need to like make Martin Luther King Day like the N word and like ban it from use from in regards from like white people using it. No offense, Mike, but actually, well, I don't know.
It's okay. I don't want to use it.
Kind of from my point. It's been going on for like I guess at least maybe a decade. I feel like that I can recall, but like this year was just the last 2 years have been particularly like just depressing. I'm so sick and tired of the quotes, the like.
Why did Aaron Rodgers pull an MLK quote? That's the one that baffles me.
I'm so sick and tired. No, this is not like a like. Not trying to be like hateful, but like I'm so sick and tired of white people just like ripping out the quote. Particularly like no first thing. Particularly,
I have a dream.
There should be a law. If I see I have a dream one more time. If I see character content of their character one more time, I'm going to lose my mind.
Smack the nearest white person.
I just
listen. I don't blame this on white people. I blame this on MLK for not making more quotes.
He has plenty.
Maybe he would have made more quotes if he wasn't murdered.
Hey, wait, no. How about this? How about we not summarize his entire existence to some like quotables on Instagram and like the whole like let's be honest, his at this point his legacy has been bastardized by the mainstream media, by white people to the point of embarrassment. I don't know how else to say it. It's like the funniest idea is we're at a point now where Hillary Clinton is using Martin Luther King quotes to criticize white moderates in order to shame them into agreeing upon like bare minimum necessary voting rights legislation in 2022. Like this is where we are with him. Like that's what he is at this point. Like Mike said, he is just honestly, he is a day off for white people. He is a quote to use against black people somehow like misunderstand his beliefs, um his philosophy to as use as a weapon against black people somehow. I don't know how white people keep doing that. Like they like think the stuff that we
Actually,
I
it's
don't know
pretty
how.
funny that you say that because I think I read in the news tonight that Cory Booker had it out with a black senator from
Someone in the
I
South.
don't know where. Yeah, Tim. His name is like Tim something, maybe Tim Booker.
Tim Scott.
Tim Scott. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tim Scott. And Tim Scott was arguing that. Oh fuck! What did I read? I'm like so stoned. No, I'm just kidding. uh, he was arguing what you are kind of like that. Like people are taking MLK's belief, but he was saying like using it in a Republican way. I don't know.
Oh
Senator
yeah, they've
Scott.
acted
I'll
that
look it up. But yeah,
they
talk.
they've
Senator
taken.
Scott criticizes comparing voting restrictions to Jim Crow.
Oh yeah,
That's the headline.
Yeah,
So based
yeah.
in
Like let's just be
like
clear
he
that
was saying, it's not that bad.
Also, I fuck with
let's just,
Cory Booker. Also, he's dating Rosario Dawson. Big win. Much respect. Just have to throw that
Oh
out
yeah, that's a big win.
there. He's one in my heart. I also
Tip
fuck
my
with him
hat
like
to.
politically, but
wait. Question: Isn't Rosario Dawson been accused of like abusing her like
this is news to
uh
me.
her workers
Operative word
Oh,
accused.
her. Okay,
her the help
her workers,
the
like
support
her assistants.
yeah, her like healthcare work supporters. I don't know, something like that. That was I'll look it up and I'll find it for you guys. But long story short,
Also,
yeah,
don't ruin Rosario Dawson for me.
she's like
That's not something you come back from.
it's been kind of bastardized for me to the point like the content of your character has been like weaponized against black people to tell them to shut up and stop calling stuff racist. Like I don't know how that was done. You guys are like that's real skillful. Like I I don't know what to do at this point. It's to a point where it's like it feels like well for one thing we've been like in a point of stagnation. Like we're literally fighting to like reestablish voting rights that have been undermined in the last like 15 years. Like that's crazy to me.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
Forget the rest of his legacy that people just choose to ignore about um his
Slinging
calls
D.
for radical his no the like
No,
the importance
okay.
of actually uh quick side note what do you call it? Michael Blackson was like made a comment about him about his like his sexual Martin Luther King's sexual
Activities.
proclivities and brought it up that day and people started calling him a C
Anti-black.
word. Yeah, as a we'll say Uncle Tom, whatever. And my point is like that's not really the problem that like brought that like he's not and how can I say this? My issue with that would be you bringing it up like we're trying to like we already have this problem trying to like keep some iota of like the man's
Like the
work.
integrity.
Yeah, and like now we're like he's like, hey, did you know he like cheated on his wife and had sex? Is like, yep, that's good, great.
I mean, he's a comedian. Like I think
I don't know. It's exhausting though. Like
it would be different to me if it was like a politician was bringing that up. Like Michael Blackson, I'm assuming is trying to make a joke.
I guess, but like in this like I said in this period where like the like it's been ruined to such an extent, like you don't need someone else to just add to the polished shit.
So okay, let's recap. Kamal is saying white people have upset him so much that we need to punish black people
No,
and remove the
we
holiday.
now we need to the black delegation needs to establish have a
So what?
I don't
You're
know
just gonna fight every white person that
congressional no
celebrates Martin Luther King?
we set up a congressional the congressional black alliance and set up a new social norm that usage
Let's do it.
discussion of Martin Luther King is banned in all aspects by all white people in the same aspect that the N word is socially
I'll write up a bill, draft a bill, and I'll
I'm
sign
for it.
it.
That's what I'm calling for. I feel at this point, people, it's him being mentioned in mainstream culture has been ruined to the point where I feel the sting of like the N word every time I see it. It hits me the same.
Yeah, it is. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. I feel you. It's getting worse.
Yeah, Mike feels it
Yeah.
too. Mike feels
But
it.
it's trivialized. It's no, I don't mean like I feel it in the sense of a black person. I mean like you could feel the triviality. I don't know what the word is.
Trivialization.
You could just
Yeah.
feel how
Yeah.
trivialization. You could feel it that
Yeah.
how they
It's
if they fast food versioned it. That's it. You know,
yeah.
like you get a Big Mac, like you get the MLK Day.
Yeah.
Like,
You get the yeah. It's on the same
you
level
order
as
a 10-piece, you throw
thoughts
up an
and
Insta
prayers.
quote.
It's
Thoughts
on
and
the same. Yeah. It's
yeah,
thoughts and
thoughts and
prayers.
prayers.
Like forget like all the action behind it. Like forget trying to actual do things. Just put up the quote
The
once a
government
year.
treated him like a vandal, a
Yeah.
foreign agent to the United States.
Yeah. And now, like after 20 years of trying to, like, was it 30 years of trying to of getting him a holiday, getting his work recognized, we now minimize it to a once a year discussion that counter reflects the actual work that's going on. Like a man speaking of great political and economic reform to the country is used as a quote by white moderates who upheld the current political establishment and economic downfall that most of the poor in America continue to deal with, right? So it's like, but I have a dream on Instagram. That's
All right. One last question to wrap it up. Will Bernie Sanders run for president in 2024?
probably not.
He's the only candidate who has been backed by MLK, so I feel like he's got that going for him. I mean, if he's gonna pull it out, if he's gonna pull it out now.
Nah,
Millionaires and billionaires.
but I do believe, I do think Biden, on just a quick political note, Biden should be primaried in 2024.
Yeah.
There should be a progressive primarying him. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
see.
We'll see how it goes. Keep it posted. No, we won't.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. This has been real. Now Mike's doing his happy dance. All right. We will see you next time. For the
Poi me pie.
name.